Listen carefully. More than a gain coming from an unrighteous life or from a wrong livelihood, a loss that is coming through a righteous life is peaceful. Living a righteous life or living a pure life is not an easy thing in a challenging world like this. The main reason and the main obstacle for us to live a pure life, or else for us to live a very virtuous life, the main obstacle is we are not strong enough to give up losses in life. And also, we are not strong enough to tolerate blame in life. And also, we are not strong enough to be happy with what we have and what we get. So mainly, people tend to do evil things and engage in misconduct, and they are unable to live a pure life. That's because they are fond and they delight to live a very comfortable and a luxurious life always, though they are not. You came to the human world for a purpose of purifying your mind, but not all know that. So what people prefer is, they prefer always to live a luxurious life. People always prefer to, everyone in this world, they prefer to live a luxurious life. That is their hope. It's natural for them to live a luxurious life and also to have hopes on a life like that, to live a happy life. So, but the danger is they don't try to achieve that in a virtuous manner. They don't try to achieve that and maintain it in a virtuous by living a pure life. Some become ungrateful. Some erase good qualities of others. Why is that? They want to maintain the comfort. They do not want to maintain their pure life. Think about yourself. What have you been thinking about all this time? Your intention and your purpose was maintaining a pure life, a virtuous life, or maintaining your comfort and your possession and your status, your children's status. So what we are trying to maintain is something that we will lose. And then by trying to maintain these sensual pleasures to a certain level, when we engage in misconduct, and when we don't live a virtuous life, and when we cheat others and then give false statements, and then we don't admit the mistakes we do. Especially, people don't admit their mistakes when they desire to maintain their sensual pleasures and when they desire to maintain their comfort and their luxurious life. They don't admit their mistakes because they're scared that they will lose the luxurious life. When they engage in misconduct like this just to maintain this luxurious life that will only limit for like 50 or 60 years, without knowing their lifespan, without knowing that this life is impermanent, they try to maintain a luxurious life for a short period of 50 to 60 years. That's the total lifespan. When we are matured, the rest of the life is like 30 years if we live maximum 60 years. So when we don't understand about this life properly and about our next lives, what happens? We only try to maintain a luxurious life in this life. Then what happens? A bad karma will ruin the luxurious life in this life and also will ruin our next luxurious life in the life to come after next. So see where we are and how we think. So we think about our attire and then about clothing and then our living standard. And some, they don't like to admit their mistakes because they think about that, what will happen to our life, what will happen to our personality. Remember, your personality, your external personality and your internal personality are two things. You might maintain a good personality by covering your mistakes. That is good enough to show to the world. But then, remember, if your internal personality is evil, that is totally different from your real life, karma decides your long life. Karma decides your wealth. Karma decides your association, the good friends you associate. Karma decides where you live. Karma decides your development, your success. Karma decides your next birth. And the karma decides your future. Therefore, by totally forgetting the accumulation of karma and the internal personality of your life, don't just stick to the external personality, which is just a fake one for the human beings. But remember, wise people, devas, and your karma knows who you are. Therefore, there's a great advice given by an arahant. This advice is more than enough for you to change your life. Listen to this. This is Govadatta Arahant. Arahant Govadatta says, more than a gain, rather than enjoying a gain through an unrighteous life, a loss that is coming through a righteous life is amazing. that is praiseworthy, that is peaceful, more than, listen carefully, more than a gain coming from an unrighteous life or from a wrong livelihood, a loss that is coming through a righteous life is peaceful. Though the gain is not a gain, though what we expect is a loss, still you can be happy why your life is a righteous life. You have accumulated a good karma to give results in the future, though you are going through a loss. So by thinking of your virtuous life, you can feel happy for yourself. But the gains that comes through an unrighteous life, you can never be happy. There is no eternal happiness. When the wealth goes off, whatever the money is wasted, when the money is used up, what happened? There is a bad karma to give results. So one more time, more than a gain comes through an unrighteous life, a loss that is coming through a righteous life. These wonderful thoughts were arose in great Arahants. Why don't we live like an Arahant? Namo Buddhaya, 𝘃 සරණයි.